Hey everybody, it's my 82 CJ7. This is AMC 20 rear end axle. Got some drum brakes here. I'm gonna open them up, take a look, see what's going on inside. I got all new hardware, new rebuild kits. I'm going to basically rebuild the brakes. Don't know what condition they are in. I'm sure they're old, so let's have at it. It's my brake drum. Got this hubcap here. Just pop it off. I'm going to hit this real quick with a wire brush, try to get some of this excess rust off. Got a box underneath to catch all the debris. So wiggling around, so I may not need the persuader. Normally I just give it a little tap. Let's see if it'll pop off. There's the drum. Get the excess brake pad crap out of it. Now I'm going to spray it down a little later on, but let me first take a look at the brakes first. Springs look old. Pads still have good life left in them, but I want to clean up behind it. It looks like there's a bunch of rust and crap. It's still connected. Well, take the springs off. I haven't used this tool in 30 years. Get the one end here. Slap it underneath. Put it around there. Let me see if I remember how to do this. Started a little bit. I don't know why this is not. No, it just pops right in this groove right here. And twist it off. It's supposed to just pop off. There we go. Let's try this other one. Come on, get in that groove. There you go. There's the two springs. So we've got this connector. This is for your self-adjusting cable. Goes down the self-adjusting tool. You got one spring here. You pop it out. Two springs here. And here's your let's go with this is where your cable rides on. It's a little groove. Pop this out. Normally when drum brakes you got a right side and a left side, and these grooves will be different. Normally this part is a little different. Cable. And you got these two retaining clips. Got springs on it. You can either use a pair of pliers or you can get a little fancy tool like this. You go in the back, you find out where that clip starts at, push it through and turn it a quarter turn, and it should pop off. These things are real rusty though. I might have to get the pliers out for this one. Let's try this one over here. Yeah, it's not spinning. There you go. Got a little top on it. There's a little spring. And it's so rusted up I can't get it through. There you go, here's the bottom cap. Here's the rod that goes through it. It's all rusted up. Gonna change all that out. So we gotta get this other one out. I'm gonna have to get some pliers for this. There you go, that popped off. So you get the top, spring. Oh, it's all rusted up. Your bottom cap. There's your, look at that thing all bent up. Your shaft. Now you should just be able to pull these over a little bit. And pull it apart. This is your self-adjuster. Surprised that's not seized up. Bottom spring, one side of your shoe. And this shoe has your parking brake cable on it. Pop that off. This piece right here is for your parking brake. It's onto your parking brake. Now you have two different, actually, the pads are different size. I always call this a tall pad, has a longer pad on it, short pad. Tall pad has your parking brake on it. Short pad is normally up front. Tall pad normally goes in the back. So that's it. You basically break it down like that. There's one piece in here. It has a spring on it on one end. And you got this one other piece right here. It should pop off. Let's see. Get a persuader out. There you go. You got this one other last piece, and that's your basically your whole brake broken down. Got a lot of rust here. I want to clean, especially this surface area up here. These flat spots is actually where your brake will rust against, and you want to put like a little bit of anti-seize, little, I wouldn't say grease, but something type of lubricant there. I always put anti-seize there. I'm going to clean this all up, get the rust off. Might even like give it a little quick paint. Got that Rust-Oleum paint. Paint it up real quick, and then so looking right here. Normally, if this thing leaks, you'll notice a little bit of brake fluid right around this area where this jacket is, rubber jacket is, but I don't see anything. You can pull it back a little bit, take a look. Like I said, I don't see anything, so hoping that these are good. Well, we'll find out. I'm going to clean this all up, get the rust off of it, and put all new hardware in it. Okay, after lubricating everything up, you got these two pins. I always just drop in the back real quick. The retaining pins for the pads. You get your pad that has the parking brake arm on it. You hook up the parking brake cable to it. You put the pad on and slide that pin through the hole. Make sure your piston lines up. And you got two caps in the spring. One's a base, one's a top. Slide it over that little pin. Get on there. Now you can use a specialty tool like this. Sometimes it's easier just to put it on with your fingers and turn it. You gotta do is a quarter turn, and that's it. Pad is on. So make sure it lines up, you're good to go. Another place I put a little bit of lubricant. This is your parking brake strut. One side's gonna have a spring on it. this on now because if you don't put it on, you put the other brake pad on, you won't be able to get it in. You have to slide in here unless you have your hub off. I'm not taking my hub off. There's a slot on this pad, just make sure it lines up. And you can put the spring on this side. And you can put your parking brake adjustment cable here. Let's put the other pad on. This is where it gets a little tricky because you're going to have that spring right there on that parking brake strut. Yeah, it's kind of hard to do when you got a busted thumb. There you go. Get a little bit. I want to touch the pads. I got some grease on my hands. I gotta try to get this lined up. Put the springs on. These are identical springs, so you can't mess it up. They only go in one way. You use a tool like this, or you can use a big screwdriver. This one's a little trickier because you got to make sure those things stay lined up when you do it. And when you're pulling on a spring, it wants to pull the pad out. So that wasn't totally flush. That's what did me. Let me get this up before I want this cable. Put the other spring on, it's going to be real tight. Get this up and over before I put the other spring on. This is supposed to be on top of the spring. This is that cable. Go. One more time. Make sure everything's lined up. It don't look right. There you go. Put your cable around top. Alright, now time to put on the automatic adjuster. Your rear brakes. Your spring goes in the second big hole here on the bottom. And what I do is I keep this cable off of here for now. Up top here on this channel. Hook it in here. As I have the hub on, it's harder to do it. And you just put your spring in now. And you guide this over the channel up top. Make sure it's in that groove. Keep tension on this. And then you got to pull this clip to go in this second big hole on this side of the pad. And there you go. And that's it. And we can put this on. Pad out a little bit. Really? There you go. That's your automatic adjuster in. Double check, make sure everything's all lined up properly. Everything good. Good. There's your pads. Sure, there's nothing on them. This is what adjusts them out. And now you get your drum. This actually has three little holes. These are keeper screws. Most people don't install these, but you want those holes to line up. And you see I got a lot of play here. I gotta adjust my pads out. Play. Starting to feel the pads a little bit. You just want them to be able to rub. Right now my gears got me, so I can't spin it fully. But you want to feel a little bit of friction. Not much, but just a little bit of friction. Better. Let me give it a little bit more in. I like that. feel the pads. So I won't call that good. So this is directional too. Get 1 and 2 holes here, so gotta make sure these holes line up. There you go. And I actually got some set screws ordered. They're not in yet. I'll set this up and put the tire on and drop this bad boy and start working on the front side.